Well, that's good that we're not talking about that today, right?
Right? Yes.
Hi, I'm Sam with Hocoa, your home repair network, and today I brought to you Tom and Kim Souther with Team Souther. They are mortgage loan specialists for homes. And why don't we get right into it? Because, I like to think that I know a lot about mortgages, but I really don't. So I brought the experts today to talk to us a little bit about loans. But let's first get into Kim and Tom. How did you guys get into the loan business, the mortgage business, helping people?
Me?
Yes, both of you.
Excellent. About 18 years ago, I was actually in another career, which cratered with the whole .com debacle. And needed to find something else to do, and I have a degree in finance and thought, maybe I should finally use that in my career, and kind of fell into the mortgage business, and it's been fantastic. It's been the best thing out of 3 or 4 careers that I've ever done. Can help people, love playing the numbers. It's pretty cool.
Awesome. Okay. And that's a good point, especially, how many people typically need a mortgage when they're buying a home? Is it like 98% or 99%?
A lot of them.
A lot. I don't know that it's that high.
Really?
It probably is.
Yeah, there's a lot of cash buyers in
San Diego.
Amazingly enough, but we don't want to talk about them.
Right.
But there's almost everybody is a mortgage holder.
Okay.
At some point. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can help almost anybody. Which is awesome.
So whether it's, it's a first home, they're buying
Last
their
home.
15
Last home, you name it, anywhere in between, moving up, getting cash out, you name it.
Investment properties.
We can take care of it.
Wow.
For residential.
Residential, right?
Yeah.
So
Up to 4 units.
I want to buy this building today. You really can't help me with
Up
that.
to 4 units.
We can find somebody who can help
That's
you.
right.
We have a referral.
That's perfect. That's exactly. But look, I think with our business, one of the things that we talk about is people want to do renovations. And so one of the things is that, depending on what type of renovation or repair that you're looking at doing, you might not have the money or cash on hand. So you guys are the experts. What kind of loans or what are some of the things that somebody should think about first when they're, hey, you know what, I want to do that kitchen remodel, or you know what, it's time to move in the in-laws and we need to build that granny flat.
Something.
What are the options?
Well, there's a lot. And we see this a lot because we have a lot of customers who come back to us and say, I bought this house several years ago and it was pretty close, but our family's changing, what have you. So there's a couple different options you have. In this market over the last few years, your house is appreciated in value. So even if you put a small down payment, you probably have equity at this point. So you can do a refinance, take that equity out, and just pay cash for your repairs and upgrades. That's fairly simple. You can get really complex if you're doing a major renovation with a whole construction loan. So there's a lot of different options.
Okay. And what about specifically like for a granny flat? If somebody wants to put in a granny flat, how does that work? How would that work?
Same thing. If you have enough equity in that home, the easy thing to do is do a simple refinance.
Okay.
And then you have your pot of cash, and you go
And you
hire
do within that pot of cash.
You
right?
call Hocoa and say who
That'd be great.
who can do this work for me.
Right.
If you don't have quite enough equity, then you're really putting that building that relationship with a general contractor, getting your plans done, all of that up front, and then
Going and getting a loan.
you go and get a loan.
Because wouldn't the house appraise? I'm sorry.
Exactly.
I'm jumping ahead.
They would appraise that home as the repairs were finished.
Okay.
And then you would do that project. They would pay out to the general contractor through that loan, through your construction process.
Versus you getting a bucket of cash.
Versus you getting just a big bucket of cash and managing it. Then we'd manage that in the loan process, and then at the end, they'd re-verify that appraisal was correct and close with a final loan, and you're done.
Oh wow. Okay.
Pretty simple.
So that one is, in theory, it's simple. Maybe not as simple as just. Ooh.
It's not as simple because there's receipts and invoices and everything has to be, it has to go through the mortgage process and it has to go through the mortgage company and approved. And so it's a little more cumbersome than a cash out refinance, say, where you just get a pile of cash and away you go.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
it is fairly easy on your end because we, as the mortgage people, we deal, and our office deals with all of the contractors and getting those invoices. We don't use you as a middleman
Right.
to get all of that. So
Right.
it's fairly simple on your part,
Right.
just like a regular mortgage.
Okay. No, and that's good to know. I mean, because those are some of the questions. And depending on if you have the equity in your home and you want to just go ahead and make those improvements and you have the budget within it,
Yeah.
by all means. But if you don't and you're looking for a little bit, bigger money amount, but this makes sense where you can put that granny flat in for your in-laws, or maybe if you're just going to rent it out as an Airbnb or
Right.
something. I
Well,
mean,
and we're
Something.
dealing with a great example of this right now. We have a customer who has a home that really isn't loanable because they have an addition that is not permitted.
Oh.
And it's separate units, and it's just kind of a mess. But we can put them into a construction loan, build what
And
they
build.
want, get it all to code, and at the end, they have a home that you'd be able to get a normal mortgage on. So we can correct their existing problem
Right.
through that process.
And then if they get to a time and point where they want to sell it, everything's
It's easy.
everything's
Yeah,
been permitted and
Yeah.
done.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Their problem
Right, so
right
there's
now is
not
they
this-
can't sell it because you can't get a loan on the property.
Oh. So they need one of those the unicorn
It's a-
cash buyers.
They need a unicorn cash buyer that wants to build. Or
Yeah.
That
yes.
is so cool. So what are some of the things somebody's thinking about getting a mortgage or buying a house, what are some of the things that they're going to need immediately before that, when they first call you? What should they be thinking about? What should they be
Well,
doing?
first of all, they should call much sooner than they
Call
think
sooner.
they should.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the
Thinking about
biggest
buying a house
thing.
in 6 months, call today.
Exactly.
Like in 5 minutes, call.
But it's seriously, you should actually start, before you start with a real estate agent, you should start with a mortgage.
A lender, right?
Yes, you start with a lender because you don't want to go out with an agent, and most agents won't go out with you and take you out looking at houses unless you found out how much you're approved for, because they're not going to take you looking at $1 million houses when you can only afford 400. But they don't make money by driving you
Right.
around and not
Right.
selling you
So
a house.
You need to find out exactly what you can afford
And
first.
credit.
Credit.
And that's where the 6 months comes in.
Okay.
Is typically credit is not as good as people think it is.
Mm-hmm.
And we can come up with a plan to help you raise that credit score. We know what we're doing. We're not credit repair. We don't offer credit
not gonna
repair. But we know what we're talking about with credit, and we have worked with people for up to 2 years before to fix their credit. You have to do what we tell you to do.
Right.
And sometimes that doesn't happen so
I know,
quickly.
it's right. It's like my
But-
dietitian tells me to do something.
Right?
No, I understand.
So,
I understand.
but that's the
Okay.
biggest thing is that credit
So
piece,
really
so that
it-
you can make sure, and even if you're like 10 points, if you're like a 670, a 680 could help you in your interest rate.
Wow, really?
Yes, there's points 700, 720, and once you get over about 720, it's all the same.
wow.
But there's different levels where you could help your interest rate by raising your credit score. So if we can get you 6 months before you go out looking, and even if you have a good credit score, a decent credit score, and raise it to another level, then you just get a better interest rate and better pricing.
Which means that you can probably buy a bigger home. If
You might
want.
qualify for more, yes.
Okay, cool.
Or have a lower payment for 30 years.
Yeah.
You know,
That would be
bucks,
nice, right?
$50 a month less for 30 years is a lot of money.
That's right. No, absolutely. That's a good
So-
point. So how do people get in touch with you if they want to call you and talk to you and bug you and ask you questions about this and that, and eventually
They can
buy a
call
house
us.
or a loan? Yes.
They can text us, they can email us, you can go on the website. We are at 760-994-4840 or teamsouther.com,
Souther, S-O-U.
THER.
.com.
And Kim or Tom at teamsouther.com is our email. We made it easy.
And you guys, either of you can help.
Either of us can help anybody.
Great. Please like and share this. Comment below if you have any questions. I would love to put you in touch with Kim and Tom. And if there's anything else that we can do for you, please reach out to Hakoah, your home repair network, and we hope to talk to you soon. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Yeah.